To Sean's live broadcast. We're talking about leadership of your life, how to be strategic in your leadership. Hey, you know what? What is the cause of the greatest pain and frustration in your life? You know, so many times we treat symptoms, but we're not dealing with the real problems that we are causing the most pain. So we looked at this week about chronic pain, living with chronic pain, and how chronic pain is that dull ache that just goes on and on and on. And you know, is that if you don't confront it, you begin to live with it. You begin to live with the limitation and the disability, or the disability of it, really, because that's what it does. Is it disables you to do a lot of things. So I want to talk a little bit about the acute pain. No, not acute pain, but acute pain. Acute pain basically comes as a result of an injury, of a hurt, of a stress situation in your body. Now, the thing with that is that when you have acute pain, it's easy to treat the symptoms. So, you know, what I was doing when I began to have like severe back pain, I started taking a lot of anti-inflammatories, painkillers to sleep at night. And but I was treating the symptoms. I wasn't really treating the actual issue. And you know, you even go to the doctor and they begin to prescribe even stronger anti-inflammatories, and the suggestion was, hey, we can inject you with whatever they inject you with, and into the joint, and it relieves the pain for a couple of months. But I began to think to myself, well, yes, okay, so they inject, I don't feel the pain, but then what happens is it's obscured the real reason that I have the pain in the first place. So now what happens is I bend too fast, I do things that I think I can do because I don't feel the pain, or it's obscured, and when this whatever it is they inject wears off, the fact of the matter is I'm in worse situation, because now I haven't dealt with the root cause. I haven't dealt with the very depth of the reason why there's a pain. I've just dealt with the symptoms. So now, what is the greatest cause of pain and frustration in our lives? If chronic pain really in our lives and our leadership is a lack of vision, a lack of purpose, a lack of direction and focus, a lack of foundational values in our life, then what would be acute pain? Well, acute pain, the most stressful, hurtful pain that you can experience is relational pain. So when there's a relationship issue, that kind of pain doesn't go away. That stays there. It stays in an organization. It stays in your life. It stays in the home. You know, that's the thing about marriage kind of stress. It never goes away. Work stress, you can tend to sort of walk away and try and do something else. You know, you just get involved in something else. You can kind of leave it there. But home, you know, relational pain, the pain you feel with your teenager, with your child, with your spouse, that kind of relational issues just doesn't go away. You can go to work, you can go everywhere. Relational pain, or even relationship pain from work, just doesn't go anywhere. So, but what happens is we try and treat the symptoms of that pain, and with Band-Aid kind of situations. We try and just, you know, ignore it, kind of withdraw from it, kind of we kind of want to just confront it, you know, just drive it away. But we try and deal with the symptoms of it, but we don't get the core of it. You know, relationships can be your greatest productive asset. Teams can reach super high performance together. You know, what you can't do alone, you can do as a team. And we've got to begin to realize that. And yet, So many people in their relational issues every day are struggling to, in fact, make that connection so that they can actually be there or walk with people in their relational issues. So the greatest cause of pain and frustration is, in fact, relational issues. And if you cannot just cover it over, just like trying to take some anti-inflammatories and hope it goes away, is you've got to deal with it. And that's, as with the severe back pain, I wasn't sleeping at night. I began to look and say, what can I do? What is the real issue involved here? And I began to study it. I began to read up on it. And I've realized stretching is vital. And using a hockey ball can be an amazing thing. I began to lay on a hockey ball and began to massage into my gluteus maximus, and what a relief. It began to break up the inflammation. It began to release all the tension in there. And now that's the same with relationships. We're trying to deal with the person, we're trying to deal with the environment, we're trying to deal with the situation, but the fact of the matter is that that just creates more frustration, covers over the real issues involved. And the real issue is you and me. We have to first deal with us before we can deal with anybody. Before, you've got to have a personal strength, a personal security, a personal confidence. You've got to be in a place where you are personally grounded, strong enough so that you are not affected by the behavior of people, of other people in your team, other people in your world, or those other relationships. You have to be strong enough. So you need to have personal effectiveness to have interpersonal effectiveness. You cannot be going, well, the team is all at fault. They're all wrong. The staff is all wrong. People, I often say, because when people say to me, yeah, well, they all, and I'm going, yes, but, it can't be they all the time. What are you doing? How are you responding? How are you reacting? Why are you reacting? What's triggering you? What's triggering your insecurity, your lack of confidence, your rejection in your life, your fear, your anxiety? What's triggering those things? Because those are the things that is actually creating a lack in your interpersonal relationships. And so we can't cover these things over. We have to deal with the root cause, and the root cause is within us. And so we've got to go, not blaming others, not looking at others, not trying to find our security in others, and everything will be better if they are better, but let's go first within us. It's the foundation of everything, is who we are. In fact, I love this quote by Dag Hammarskjöld, I think it's how it's pronounced. He was the past Secretary General of the United Nations, and he said this: it is more noble to give yourself completely to one individual than to labor diligently for the salvation of the masses. So sometimes you need to make the commitment to dealing with the problem that you have with the one person, and you deal with people one at a time. So as I help, in teams specifically, I tell managers and team leaders and leaders not to look at their team as a them, but to look at their team as individuals. Each person coming through the door has got a different world, a different journey, and you need to deal with each one accordingly. So, that's just a thought I want to leave with you tonight.